Tomislav Nagy says, I am a European. I have never in my whole life treated any human being badly because of ethnicity, race, or language. To say that every European is racist is not acceptable. I agree. It's not acceptable to say that every European is racist. Are you saying that I have said that? I don't think I have ever said that every European is racist. If it sounded like I may have meant it that way, then I will readily apologize. I do not believe that every European is racist. There are lots of good people in Europe. I know that for a fact. Not every European is racist. But let's look at it from a different perspective. Every single European nation or kingdom or empire that has participated in colonization has used racism to justify its policies and its actions. That is indeed a truth. Indeed, the truth. It's always boiled down to civilizing the backward natives. They are savages. They need to be civilized. So that's always been the pretext to justify the actual actions that they have perpetrated, which is genocide and colonization and plunder and loot and destruction of entire nations and civilizations and cultures. So that has indeed been the truth. Now, let's say Belgium did horrific atrocities in Africa, and it was all racism. They used racist um, uh, arguments to justify what they did. It doesn't mean that every single person who lived in Belgium at the time was racist. There would have been lots of good people in Belgium who had not an ounce of racism in them. Yes. So it is completely unacceptable to say that every European is racist. Completely unacceptable. I completely agree with you. But overall, the history of Europe, especially in the past 500 years, the age of colonialism has been an age of unbridled racism. So you may not be a racist. I'm not sure what nation you're from. Nagi means Hungary, I'm sure. Hungary. Uh, I don't think Hungary has, as far as I can recall, indulged in colonial activities. And the people of Hungary are very nice people, as far as I know, in whatever experience, whatever little experience I've had. So I totally agree with you. To say that every European is racist is completely unacceptable. That itself is racism. To say that all Europeans are racist. So yeah, the world is complicated. It's complex. History, I mean, if you look at the overall history of Europe, overall it's not a very bad, very good history in the past 500 years. Even if you look at the history of the past 1000 plus years, I mean, the destruction of European culture, the original native Indo-European culture, is a tale of horrific atrocities and sorrows, the Northern Crusades and all. So Europe has a very, very dark history, unfortunately. If you look at it, the past 500, past 1000 or 1500 years. And even if you look at the various other things that happened in Europe, the expansion of the Anglo-Saxons into the UK, what's now the UK, the British Islands, that itself was bloody, brutal. There was a lot of racism there. The Irish were looked upon as second-class citizens. The Celtic peoples, they endured an enormous amount of racism from the Anglo-Saxons. I'm sure people don't know this at all. The Irish were treated like second-class subhuman citizens by the English speakers, the Irish, and all the other Celtic peoples of the British Islands, whether it is the Welsh, whether it is the Scots or the Irish. Yeah. So there's been a lot of this. The Roman history itself is nothing to, I mean, it's portrayed as glorious by European historians, but hey, 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 they create a wasteland and they call it peace. That's what the Romans used to do. It's not my quote. Look it up. So overall, the history of the human species is a history of warfare. It's a history of violence. We are inherently violent. Yeah. But I totally agree with you, Tomislav Nagy, that to say that every European is racist is absolutely unacceptable. There are lots of good people in Europe, even today, even in the past, even during the time when Europe was destroying the rest of the civilized world. Even then, you would have had good people in Europe. But overall, yeah, we know what the history is.